Hello friend, welcome back to Auto Resource YouTube channel. You can see that my shop is full of Hondas today, which is great thing because that means more videos for you, right? And this one, it's 2005 Honda Odyssey, and it came here for tire rotation, engine oil and filter change and overall inspection. So let's do in this video that engine oil and filter change. And this is the way how I start the whole procedure, right? I will definitely crack open this engine oil filler cap, right, which nicely even says that we need 5W20. I always like to look inside to inspect, right, because this gives me some kind of idea about the health of the engine. And I also like to pull the dipstick and see if there was even enough of oil. I never serviced this car before, right? This came first time today. It's the introduction between me and the car. I'll be inspecting, and look, the oil is at this moment halfway between the top and bottom. So I will just put it back here, let it rest there, not all the way in. The same thing here, I will just let it rest without screwing it on, right? Just possible dirt cannot get inside and I will get underneath the car. Now to locate the engine oil pan drain plug, it's pretty easy. It's slightly on the passenger side and it even says right there, engine oil. So Honda thought of you and made it easy. The note here is, look how much oil is sitting around that plug. I brought here my oil catching pan and the ratchet with the 17mm socket. So I will loosen that drain plug, right? Ideally this engine oil is still hot, so it will be nicely flowing out, right? You will get most of it out, so you have to make sure you don't burn yourself. If you are planning on doing this yourself. Let's see, this thread wasn't going by hand, I don't know why, but it's happening. There should be 5.2 quarts of the engine oil in this engine. Here we go. That oil, it's completely black. It definitely was dew, and feeling how thin it is, I believe there was a synthetic or a semi-synthetic inside. You can see detail of that drain bolt, right, with its washer. The customer provided me with the oil filter and the washer, so that will be replaced and correctly torqued later. And this is great design, that drain opening and the engine oil filter are close to each other, right? You can see it right here. So I can continue because the oil, I am able to catch it in the same pan right here. So I will slightly reposition this entire thing, that the catching pan is nicely below both. And if that filter was torqued correctly, I should be able to undo it just by the hand. Oh my, somebody totally overdid that. It's unnecessarily too tight and I need a filter wrench to remove it. These Honda filters are tiny, so not every wrench fits on it. Normally most of wrenches are too big, but this one should grab it nicely. Let's see if it will help with removal. Right, it needs to grab it and help me to twist it. And already you can see, hopefully, let me check it. Oh yeah, it grabbed it, squeezed it, and that should be loose enough for my hand to be able to undo it, right? Few times, few turns, and let that oil start draining also. Excellent. And I'm doing this service for a friend, so I will be not rushing it with putting it all back and just get it out of the garage, right? I will just find different work around this car, so I will drain as much as possible of that oil out. We'll give it like 20 minutes. I will continue with fully removing that old filter. Right? This is some kind of aftermarket. It's probably done by some lube shop. Right? Next for me is cleaning this whole area, that it's ready for that installation of the new filter. Also all these spills which are on the frame. You can see it was done same way in the past. Also a lot of debris right there. And let's do this service right this time. Original Honda filter. You can see how it's all packed. So it's in the protective oil. Obviously I have to first remove it that. I don't have to put any oil on that gasket because it's pre-oiled, right? It's beautifully ready, and I can start screwing it carefully in, catching that thread correctly, and it's by the hand only, as I said, right? I will use my hand and I will put it there firm, right? But it's by the hand only, and that's it. You are not using wrench on this. And it's completely opposite story with this drain plug. I'm using new gasket, right, which is from the dealer. That crusher washer, right, for that perfect seal. I will do it by hand first, and then I will torque it correctly. I brought here my electronic torque wrench, and that bolt will be torqued to 39 Newton meters. So here we go, let the action begin, and we will be listening for that audible signal, right? When it reaches 39. Here we go, it reaches 38.5, so I will do it a little bit more. And that's a 39.9. Excellent. And I will continue with cleaning this area, because I don't want to have ever customer coming home, you know, and saying, oh, I have a drip of oil in my driveway. What's happening, right? You want to avoid that. Needs to be perfect, dry and clean. And now only after that all is done and perfectly clean, I'm ready to lower the vehicle. And this is the oil which I have just removed, so you can see and you can agree with me that this service was definitely needed. And we are back in the engine bay, so I will completely this time remove and clean my dipstick. Right, here is the whole thing, and I will remove and clean this, and after that I'm ready to start filling the oil. Now, which oil and how much of the oil? If you look in the manual, the owner's manual, you can put the conventional, you can put the synthetic blend, you can also put fully synthetic 5W20 for this engine. And now, how much of oil? I already mentioned that number previously, and I think I said it wrong. This engine takes, regarding manual, 4.5 quarts of the oil if you are replacing also filter. If you are not replacing filter, which of course is nonsense, it will be 4.2 quarts of the oil. So I will go ahead and pour 4 quarts, then I will stop and start using dipstick to measure the level. And most of these cans has the marks on the back, right, liters quarts. So I will go all the way down to this one, which means I will use 4 quarts. And I'm ready for the first measurement. So I have the dipstick dry, and I will put it in the dipstick tube all the way in, right, until it clicks, and pull it out. And let's see how much oil we have on the dipstick. And it shows that it's all the way to that upper mark, so it's perfectly full. That shows me that I'm finally ready to go and start up the engine to spread that new oil through the system, right? And then I will be ready for that final measurement. When I'm starting the engine, I put the dipstick and this cover back. I don't want oil shooting out. And on the startup, I want to closely observe engine oil pressure light, which is up in the left corner, right? So let's see how this will go and how fast that oil pressure light will disappear. And it's gone, and that's excellent. I know I have plenty of oil. Everything's fine, and I'm going to check in the front for possible leaks. And while that engine is running for approximately 1 minute, I'm checking for the leaks up here, that I didn't forget anything, and also underneath the car. And after approximately 1 minute of idling, I will shut off the engine, and I have to wait at least 5 minutes to perform the last final measurement of the engine oil level. The oil level normally goes always a little bit down, so it's expected that after using only 4 quarts, I will really need to add additional half quart. And after that, I'm basically ready with this service. I will replace the sticker on the windshield, and I will also reset that engine oil maintenance light. How that is done, you can see in different video. So thank you for watching today. Be subscribed because I have way more coming your way. See you later, my friend.